was the goal of MomTok?
I think the goal was that we were all had this commonality of making content, for one, for fun, and two, for a living. Some of us, did it as our job. So we did take it pretty seriously.
Yo, by the way, YouTuber Headlines, this is who this is. Make sure you go subscribe to them. They are tagged down in the description of the YouTube video. Yeah, Lisa, Missy, thank you. I am mad as hell on them. It's crazy.
And so we'd all come together and collaborate. So building our brands, our names, and the bigger your brand and name is, the more money you make for your family. So I think we all had the same goal of building that together.
Uh-oh.
The Utah MomTok drama is back, and it's messier than ever. Taylor Frankie Paul, the queen of chaos herself, has just dropped new receipts about the infamous soft swinging scandal that rocked MomTok. And now McKenna Gibbons, the ex-wife of Braden, has entered
Who the hell are these people now?
the chat, spilling her side of the story in a 5-part TikTok series. Affairs, secret meetings at Home Depot, and text receipts. This drama has it all, and we're breaking it down step by step. Let's get into it. Back in June of 2022, Taylor Frankie Paul exposed the MomTok soft swinging scandal, admitting that she and her husband Tate were part of a group that swapped partners, but with rules. Taylor also revealed that she broke those rules, leading to her divorce and a fallout within the MomTok community.
What in the hell?
It was wild, but now things just got even messier because McKenna, she's another mom that was involved in the swinging scandal, and Braden's ex.
Man, they were out there on the playground just swinging on the swings? That's a scandal now? Oh, hell.
Ex-wife posted a 5-part TikTok series sharing her version of what went down. Okay, let's start from the top because this MomTok drama is a whole mess. For those that don't know, Taylor Frankie Paul is the queen of MomTok. As you heard in the clip at the beginning of this video, MomTok was basically a group of creators that come together to film content to make money and build their brand on social media. This is the first time McKenna has ever spoken publicly about what went down from her perspective. We've only heard Taylor's version of the story, so it's interesting to hear another perspective of what happened. McKenna, she goes by Kenna, explained how she and her husband Braden were the third couple to join the swinging group. So we know Taylor and her husband Tate were part of the swinging. Allegedly,
oh, hell.
Miranda and Chase, who are now divorced, were also part of the swinging.
They're all divorced? Imagine that.
And now Kenna
How dare you?
has confirmed that she was part of the swinging with her then husband Braden. Kenna starts out by
then husband, divorced. Man, this is crazy as hell.
saying the events that she's about to discuss took place in the last 4 months of her marriage before she filed for divorce, and she was married for almost 7 years.
There's a distinction that needs to be made very
Whoa.
early on. There was my ex and myself, and then 2 other couples. Couple 1 is who we had soft swinging incidences with, and couple 2
What the hell is soft? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
was really good friends with couple 1, and we would all hang out, and couple 2 participated in the drunk games. So I just think that's a clear distinction that needs to be made. So we met couple 1 and couple 2 in February of 2022. And it was at couple 1's house party for Valentine's Day. And yeah.
House party on Valentine's Day? There's your first
You what?
There's your first signal.
We all hit it off. They would regularly hang out couple 1 and couple 2. And yeah, we started hanging out with them. And probably within the first couple weeks is when the drunk card games were starting to be played. And my ex and I had never played any sort of games like this.
Kenna goes on to say that
my
after she played the first drunk card game with everyone, she talked about this with Braden, and they agreed they would only play this card game if they were both together at the party. About a month after Kenna met everybody, she said the guys of the group planned a cabin trip. Kenna said at this point, she was arguing a lot with her husband, and she thinks it's because she was starting to recognize things happening between her husband at the time, Braden, and couple one's wife. So couple one is Taylor, Frankie, Paul, and Tate. Couple two is allegedly Miranda and Chase. And couple three is Kenna and Braden.
We go to this cabin, and night number 2 is when the first of 2 swinging instances happen. What I
Oh, hell.
will say, and I take full responsibility here, I know how much liquor I can handle, and I know I went way past my limits this evening. Yeah. However, I made my choices. Yeah, I made my choices. So I remember being in a room, and it wasn't my room. I remember being in there with my ex, and I know we were making out. I don't know. I know that couple one comes in, and we did switch partners, and yeah, soft swinging happened. For the details, I don't really know. Not that they even matter, but I don't
What does that mean? They switched, but it was what?
remember all of the details.
McKenna doesn't give details about what went down that night, but Taylor did. Taylor went on the Viles Files podcast, and she gives a lot of details about what happened that night.
We were at a cabin. I'm with this other man, completely naked. Like, we're about to go full
Oh, God.
force. And then he's with the wife he's about to go full force.
Your
And then-
ex-husband.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think he comes to this, he's like super drunk. He comes to like this realization of like,
Your ex-husband or the
Yes.
other guy? Okay.
yeah, my ex. And he's like, we can't do this. Like, what if one of you gets pregnant? We don't know like who's the dad.
Kenna said it didn't take long for things to get awkward, and she started noticing something was off between Taylor and her husband right after the cabin trip. But apparently, Braden and Taylor admitted to each other that they got along really well, and they had to back off because they didn't want feelings to grow. Kenna shared how Taylor and Braden
Sounds like feelings weren't the only thing growing. Oh, no.
started meeting up in secret at places like Home Depot, and they even confessed their love for each other. They had plans to leave
What?
their spouses and start a new life together. Kenna said she was heartbroken when she found out, especially because she told Taylor that swinging wasn't for her anymore and she thought they were still friends. But according to Kenna, Braden
I feel like that's one of those things that you can't, like, you know what I mean? You can't, like, be doing it and then be like, oh, this isn't for me anymore. I feel like once it's done, it's kind of done, you know?
and Taylor were doing their own thing behind everyone's back.
A couple weeks later, we're at couple one's house, and it was just
I don't know why her volume is so low, y'all. Sorry.
normal house.
Donnie, I did dispute it and they rejected it and said, nope, they're sticking by their decision that it was okay to take all of that from the show.
Party, and yeah, that's when the second and final instance of soft swinging happened. That night, I went home with my ex, and I clearly remember this moment, and I remember looking at him and saying, if this is what you want, we can divorce now, because I won't participate any longer. I don't feel right. I was so ashamed of my decisions. And I went that same week to couple one's house and talked with the wife and said, like, I'm not here to judge on what you guys are doing, but I will no longer participate. That is not what we want to do.
Taylor posted a TikTok responding to Kenna saying that she no longer wanted to participate. Taylor wrote, she never asked to stop.
Whoa.
She was one of the instigators. Taylor also wrote on her TikTok, well, she deserves an acting award. The amount of times she wanted to play. Then Taylor shares a video of the two of them making out. Taylor wrote,
Oh, hell.
she never asked to stop. She was one of the instigators, and she asked her husband to go get me. But tell your side, sis. Then she shared this screenshot from April 2nd. A message from Kenna came in saying, hope you're having fun. I'm drunk and wish I was kissing you. A
Oh, man, you crazy as hell.
You what?
message from Chase came in and said, what movies do you and Taylor recommend? Taylor also left a comment saying, I've made it clear it was emotional a while before. However, Kenna never asked to stop. She was the instigator. Tate was the one who wanted to stop. And a lot of people were saying that the screenshot Taylor showed in her video wasn't the lock screen on Taylor's phone. It was the lock screen on her husband at the time, Tate's phone. But someone left a comment saying Taylor confirmed that it was her phone and it was a group message from Chase to Taylor and Tate. Taylor also posted this
Man, this is crazy as hell.
message on Instagram
What are these people doing? They're just like, oh, you know what? Screw it.
saying, I never delete messages in case someone wants to lie about July 23rd, 1862.
After this is when I would say my marriage really, really took a turn.
You don't think it took a turn during or like before, like when y'all were talking about doing that?
I think anyone who has ever been cheated on knows
What?
You what?
Y'all did it together. You did it together. That's both of y'all cheating.
the gaslighting that comes along with it. Okay, so fast forward a few weeks. and
Effie, thank
We're
you.
now at the point in the timeline when things are going to start coming out about the affair.
Oh, hell. See, look, there you go. The FR. By the way, y'all hit me with the little heart ticket thingies. We need 200 of those. And y'all, thehauntedSide.com. ThehauntedSide.com. Go check it out. Top 3 links.
However, about a week before this
Selena, thank you.
day,
Kelly, thank you.
couple one's wife had come to my ex and I talking about feelings that couple two's husband confessed for her. Anyways, couple two's wife finds this out through this like mutual friend, and that's why we ended up all together on this date. It was that couple one's wife and I were going over there to talk through it with her. Anyways, it was a mess. It was just a mess. It just ended up being that we were all together. I don't quite understand. I don't quite remember the details, but we were all together. Couple ones, they get into a fight and he takes their kids and leaves. And
Didn't we watch a video where she got crazy as hell with the like a boyfriend, like a new boyfriend that she had? And he came out being like, yo, this is crazy. I'm just trying to leave. I'm pretty sure it was. I remember watching a video like a while back.
our son there, so my ex and I was like, okay, it's like time to go. And as we were leaving, we had said to couple one's wife who lived in our same neighborhood, like, we can either take you home or you can stay here, but you're not like going to drive.
I get there and I'm taking shots because I'm miserable. Like, I'm a horrible person. I like black out, I think, within the first 10 minutes there. I was in the corner and the husband of who I was having the affair with comes in the corner. And then the other husband that gets jealous comes and he's like, they're like talking really weird in the corner back there. Like something's going on. So my husband comes over. He's like, what's going on? Like, so this is like where it's like blowing up. I'm like, I just gotta go. So I call a friend to come pick me up. I go to my friend's house. I'm at my friend's house. You have the guy that I'm having the affair with call me. Can I come pick you up? You have the other husband. Can I come pick you up? My husband, where are you? Like everyone's calling me. I'm belligerent. I think I ignore everyone, but I told him where I am. And then the guy I was having an affair with is like, can I come pick you up? And his wife sends him to come pick me up.
Did you
And
know?
about that, no, but they wanted me to come spend the night with them. Like, you see, that's just weird.
We actually had left.
What the hell? I think you're the weird one. You sound crazy as hell.
And couple one's wife calls us and was like, actually, can you take me home? So we turn back around, we go grab her. As we're pulling into the neighborhood, she's like, actually, I have another friend coming to grab me. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm like at the point where I'm like, I just don't care. Like, I already knew something was going on, but I was like, just don't care. I put our son to bed and then I was getting in the bath and
Y'all had kids and everything too?
You what?
Oh, hell.
and my ex came in. So this is like the distinction I want to make because I think it's the thought that I also want her to come back. No, I was getting in the bath. I was not around for any of this conversation.
Guy I was having an affair with is like, can I come pick you up? And his wife sends him to come pick me up.
Did you
And
know?
about that, no, but they wanted me to come spend the night with them. Like, you see, that's just weird.
I'm getting in the bath and my ex comes in and is like, hey, she says she's not in a good place. She wants me to go grab her. And I'm like, I don't care. she's not welcome here, but you can take her home. I don't care.
So Braden leaves to go get Taylor. Kenna goes on to say that she can see Braden's location through the Tesla, not through the app on your phone where you can check someone's location. So she calls Tate, Taylor's
Oh,
husband
Lord.
at the time, and says, hey, I know where they are. I can see the location. Braden is not texting me back. Tate's like, okay, I'll go check it out. So Tate goes to the location. And he's on the phone with Kenna, and Kenna said she could hear some movement. And then Tate says, Kenna, this is not good. This is Taylor's version of what happened when she hooked up with.
This is not good. What the hell? Oh yeah, thanks, y'all. I forgot to change the thing. I forgot to change the picture on TikTok. That's what I meant to say. Boom, it's this girl. Looking crazy as hell.
Braden that night.
Like, and so the guy I had an affair with comes over. I hook up with him at the house, and then
That night.
and I don't remember much of it. And I won't say, like, I don't want to call it anything, but I just don't remember much of it. I was pretty blacked out. I've never claimed anything. I know people are like, well, you just like sexual assault, and I'm like, no, like I full on believe that I wanted that, so I cannot say like what had happened in that room. I do know I slept with him. I woke up very messed up down there.
Was he also drunk or was he sober?
I don't know. I can't say. I don't know.
So anyways, now back to my ex walking through the door. He went right upstairs, and I went into our room. I was like, this is your chance. Tell me now. This is your chance. And he didn't. Couple two's wife called me and was like, Kenna, she just admitted they had. And I was like, okay. So I went out. I remember like looking at him on the couch, and I was like, you had with her? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, all right. And I grabbed my stuff and I left. My son was already asleep at this point. Grabbed my stuff and I left. They would meet up at Home Depot, which makes sense for location because I'm not going to question my ex if he's at Home Depot.
You will be now.
And
How
so here's what I
dare
found
you.
out. They'd been meeting up. They had told each other that they loved one another and that they had plans to leave their spouses. And I remember calling my ex and I said, this is what's been going on. And he said, yeah. And that's when I was like, I remember telling him, like, I'm done. I'm going home. And I think that this moment was so significant because a physical affair is I had worked through. And that sounds bad, but it's easier to work through than the emotional. And I think I was at the point where I was like, you can mess with me, but to want to leave and disrupt your son's life like that, I think that's where I just was like, yeah, I'm done.
Kenna
You did it too, though. What the?
How dare you.
These people are crazy. You did it too. You were part of it. There's video of you doing it too. But you're going to be mad at him because he ended up being like, oh, wait, no, I like this other girl. My God. That is crazy as hell.
said
It's like going outside when it's raining but getting mad that you got wet. You chose to go outside when it was raining. You knew you were going to get wet.
all of this is not for the show, that she's been offered to be on the show several times and she has declined. Now, Kenna shows receipts and gives more context about this screenshot Taylor shared on TikTok.
Okay. When that text message was sent, my ex and I were in St. George with a different group of friends, and
Oh, hell, what were you doing with the other group of friends?
her and her ex were in Moab. See, here is that text message that she showed. Hope you're having fun in Moab, and I'm drunk and I wish I was kissing you. There's her response.
Taylor responded, "This was the best text to wake up to. I was drunk yesterday too, and it wasn't the same without all of my close friends. We
Whoa.
can kiss next weekend though."
And then I'm instantly confused, saying I have zero memories of any text going to you. And I say, what did it say? Was it a voice message? So this was sent on my iPhone from my ex. and he deleted the text message that he had sent to her, so I could not see that message. Do you know where it is at? On my iCloud, on my iPad.
Taylor showed the message, "I'm drunk and I wish I was kissing you,"
Oh, hell.
as
Busted by the iCloud again.
How dare you?
proof that Kenna was an instigator and that she was enjoying the swinging. Kenna is saying that she didn't send that text. Her ex, Braden, actually sent the text and deleted it on her phone, so she didn't know that he sent it, but she found it on her iCloud.
So then let's move to this next picture. Okay, so I had talked to her about him sending this text message and putting me in a different light without me knowing. Ugh, I can't move this. So as you can see right here, I said there's more of backstory to the text that was sent to you in St. George. I was talking about you and wanting you there, and he texted you on my phone. Like we talked about last night, I felt like I was painted into this picture. Okay, and then that's her response.
Taylor responded, "I'm feeling okay, just tired. No worries. If anything, I've done the same, and I'm sorry for that too. However, I do not judge, so don't even worry at all. I try not to read into things too much. Just want you to know I love being friends, drunk or sober. We love you guys."
So yeah,
And these people are crazy.
I find it odd that that's what she chose to share when her and I had a full conversation about it. As for having a conversation with her
here we
about
go.
wanting to be done, this was right after the second swinging instance happened. As you can see, she says, "Do you have moral hangover?" And I said, "Did my ex say something to you?" And I said, "Well, it's something him and I need to talk about more, but we were both hungover. Don't worry though, I know I can talk to you about once I figure out my life." Okay, and then she goes on to say that her and her ex have strict boundaries. So her and I had this conversation, and I said that we were no longer wanting to swing.
Y'all got a whole bunch of stuff, but I don't think boundaries is any. Sounds like y'all needed some boundaries. You didn't have anything. Y'all needed some boundaries. Hey, I can't even. This is, and they're all, every one of them's divorced now. Imagine that.
How dare you?
Every single one of them.
That doesn't mean that any other drunk nights didn't happen or her and I kissing never happened again. Not saying that's right. It's actually really dumb. But I'm just stating that my ex and I were never in a room again switching with another couple and swinging past this point.
Next, Kenna responds to this video Taylor shared on social media as proof that Kenna was an instigator and enjoyed the swinging.
As for her and I kissing,
All this because they like to go to the playground and get on the swings and do a little swing action. They did the thing where you swing and then like you swing and you run. Y'all remember doing that? All this for some playground swings. Isn't that crazy?
it was this like
It's for the overlords on all the platforms.
flirty, naughty little thing that we would do when we were drunk to either send to our husbands or they would record it.
Then Taylor posted a TikTok responding to the receipts Kenna shared.
Know who came on with more receipts. This is the last thing I'm saying. If anything else comes out, I don't care. Like, you guys can assume what you want, the worst of me. Point was, she did enjoy it and she never wanted to stop. Her receipts that she show are in April, by the way. So to say that you're like feeling like you don't want to do this anymore. If she had wanted to stop, we have a planned trip in May to go to Mexico, but all 6 of us were like talking about our boundaries and like what was going to happen. Okay? If I need to get the flight receipts of that being planned out for all 6 of us, I will. It's frustrating when they're all coming out to tell the truth and it's a little bit of, I didn't really want to do it. Like, I wanted to stop. I wasn't enjoying it. They enjoyed it, and I can show you guys how they enjoyed it. Never said she wanted to stop. My ex brought us together and said he wants to stop. And that has been my story for 2 years now. My story has been consistent for 2 years. Oh, there was also I love yous, blah, blah, blah. It was an emotional affair. Like, did you want me to give a play-by-play of what was said? I've already admitted and apologized for my part. Knew I was a villain in that story as well, and I've held a lot of guilt for that.
Right after Taylor posted the kissing video where she was kissing Kenna, Dakota posted this to TikTok saying, maybe I should start telling my truth and showing my receipts. I've been too quiet.
yeah.
Dakota left a comment saying, unfortunately, social media is so important to some people. It's the only way I could prove a point. Taylor left a comment saying that she never claimed to be a victim. She was a villain, not a good person, and admitted it. Also, who sends or lets their husband casually come get me? I'm sorry, not exactly how it happened.
I remember how much hate I got for MomTok and the bullying we all got. And I never stopped doing it. And just do whatever you want because it is now a nationwide trend and the #1 show on Hulu. So.
Oh, that was the end of it? Oh, man, they got a show on Hulu?